Okay, Lego Transformers Rise of the Beasts.
Huh?
Say, I think we're gonna have to jump right into it this video. These guys are already asleep.
Oh. Damn, son, where'd you find this? I have come here to kick ass.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Say here. Let's get right into it.
Wow.
Hey yo, cut the trap, bro.
Bruh.
Oh snap, yo, you good, bro? Like your lip hanging mad low off your jaw right now, bro. Like what's good? Yo, tell me how you as the editor, right? You gonna see Lego Transformers Rise of the Beast Bumblebee version 2 and only gonna give that joint a wow sound effect.
Wow.
Yo, that should have at least been a sheesh, bro. Maybe even a yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
You know what, bro? You right. That's my fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm wrong for that. You know what? That's me. So, what you want to do? You want me to hit you with a sheesh right quick? Yeah, bro. Like, can I get a sheesh, please?
Yeah, boy.
Okay, now let me stop playing. So here we have Bumblebee in his robot mode, and as for a size comparison, here he is next to a minifigure, and then here he is next to Transformers Age of Extinction Studio Series Galvatron, who is about 6 inches. And just for a third size comparison, here he is next to the average cell phone, which is also about 6 inches. So this brings this Bumblebee up to about 8.5 inches from head to toe in his robot mode. Now, as I've said in my other videos, this may be considered large scale. However, this is the standard size for all of my car Transformers because they all utilize this exact same frame here. So before Transformers Rise of the Beast Bumblebee, this was Transformers 2007 1977 Bumblebee. And then this was Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Bumblebee. And then this was Transformers Warrior Wasp Bumblebee.
Oh.
So if you guys are interested in seeing those variants of Bumblebee that utilized this exact same frame, I'll leave the link to those videos at the end of this one. And on top of all that, if you guys are interested in building your own Lego Transformer Bumblebee mocks, I've actually came up with what I call a Bumblebee mock building starter kit.
Nani?
Now I know some of you just heard that and you're sitting there wondering, what the hell is that, Say? Well, let me explain. Pretty much what I did was design the instructions for the Bumblebee head sculpt here, the Bumblebee head sculpt with the face mask equipped, the detachable arm blade, the detachable arm cannon,
What?
and the posable hands with posable thumbs, and combined them all into one little file and called it a Bumblebee starter pack for people who want to build their own Lego Transformer Bumblebee mocks within this 8.5 to 9 inch scale. So you pretty much have all of the hardest parts completed. All you'd have to do is just build your own body. And I'm also working on getting Transformers Dark of the Moon Laserbeak up there, Transformers Bumblebee Movie Ravage, and a whole bunch of other smaller non-transformable movie bots. So the instructions for these guys will be up there for like $1 or $2. However, the instructions for the starter pack so that you can start on building your own mocks will be up on the Rubrickable page for free. No, I'm laughing because we not really about to zoom past the Bumblebee battle mask like that joint ain't fire. Okay, bro, we out here trying to build that joint for years. Okay, so we not finna zoom past that. You know what I'm saying? We not finna zoom past that. So, editor, run the tape back. Yo, what you said, bro? You said run the tape back? That's what you said? Run the tape back.
Oh.
Now, the reason it took me years to finally build this battle mask was because, first off, for years, I didn't even know how to build Bumblebee's regular face. So that was one challenge. But then once I finally learned how to build Bumblebee's face here, building the battle mask was another hurdle. Now, the mistake I was making was I was trying to use Bumblebee's unmasked head sculpt to try and devise a design for the masked version, Whereas what I should have really been trying to do was just keep the unmasked version by itself and then make an entirely new design for the masked version. Now, unfortunately, one of the drawbacks of this mask is the fact that it doesn't have any eyes built into it. And that's really just because of the way that I designed it and the scale that the head is built at. Like those rhombus-shaped battle mask Bumblebee eyes are actually really hard to duplicate within Lego at this scale. However, due to the recognizable head sculpt here, you still can tell this is Bee's battle mask. And it has like this built-in abstractness to it to where you kind of just imagine the eyes there. So it worked out in my favor in the end. And as for the rest of Bumblebee's weaponry here, we've of course got the retractable arm blade and the signature Bumblebee hand cannon, which isn't much to write home about, but is still pretty cool. Now, on a side note, if you guys are interested in having me build your favorite Lego Transformers and reviewing them on the channel here, consider becoming a Super Say. The membership link for that is in the description. And on top of that request perk, you also get access to all of my instructions instead of having to buy them individually one by one or free brickable. Now, on top of the Bumblebee battle mask face, there is also one more face attachment that I failed to mention, and that is the angry Bumblebee face.
Oh, that's hot.
Das avance. Now, I really only use this face sculpt for when I'm doing my Transformers R.O.T.B Bumblebee mocks or when I'm doing my Bumblebee movie Bumblebee mocks, because the Michael Bay version of Bumblebee didn't really have too many facial expressions. Like, he kind of just had this resting neutral expression throughout the whole franchise. But with the rise of the Beast Bumblebee and Bumblebee movie Bumblebee, they really fixed his face so that he could show a lot more emotion. So you could really see when he was very angry, very sad, or when he just had that neutral face. Okay, now let's talk kibble management, which these are here on purpose, by the way. Like, these wheels are sticking out here on purpose. That is an aesthetic choice that I chose to do specifically for this Bumblebee, because I wanted to differentiate him from the 1977 Camaro Bumblebee. And bro, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the wheels look better sticking out at that angle on this bee. Like, they kind of act as a secondary pair of wings, if you will. So that's that. But taking a look at the back here, kibble looking a little boxy on this build, you know, not gonna lie. However, my goal is really just to make sure that these mocks can stand up on their own without the help of a stand. And I've achieved that goal, so I'm not really too worried about this boxy back kibble situation going on right here, bruh. Yo, you know what? Better yet, bring up the version 1 footage, bro. Because the version 1, it was fire, but low-key, it was still dusty. Because it looked good from the front, but then the back had so much back kibble that was poorly managed, it needed a stand to like hold it upright. So it was like fire and dust at the same time. Like bro, that joint was like ash or soot. Yo bro, what are you talking about right now? Now, other than stability, there are also some other minor updates to this build. One of them being the fact that the chest actually splits down the middle here, which is just that extra little bit of accuracy. And the other thing is the more accurate color scheme. So whereas the version 1 had a color scheme that was primarily yellow and gray, in actuality, the R.O.T.B Bumblebee color scheme has more of a strong mixture of black, yellow, and gray. So the biceps here are gray and the inner thighs are gray. However, the calf muscles have a good mixture of black and yellow. The chest section here and his forearms have a little bit more black and yellow than that version 1 did. On top of that, the midsection here has a lot more black and yellow mixed into it, and it just looks a little bit more natural the way it continues up into his chest area here, in my opinion, than that version 1. And as for the build time for this bee right here, I'm pretty sure it took me about 7 to 8 hours to remodel my 1977 Camaro Bumblebee into this guy right here. A lot of that time went into just recoloring the build itself and remodeling the bumper, because the R.O.T.B Bumblebee actually has a bumper that has an off-road bar running through the front of it. Okay, we've been doing a lot of talking about this robot mode right here, so let's get back into that vehicle mode and finish this video up. Alright, so you know what, bro? I'ma keep it a buck with you. Better yet, I'ma keep it a $150. Vehicle mode looking pretty advanced right now, bro. It's looking pretty advanced compared to the version 1 because that version 1 actually had a couple of issues with it. One of them being the proportions. The wheels on that first version were way too small compared to the car frame. The version 1 also had some unsightly gaps going along the side of it. I mean, this one still has a gap here and there, but with the version 1 it was a bit more extreme and unsightly looking. The version 1 also didn't have these angled bars here that are supposed to lay over the front of the front windshield. It really just had 4 bars that were going straight down vertically, so these angled ones are a nice little detail just to make it that much more movie accurate. Now, I think the final improvement to this build right here that I didn't mention is just how the overall sculpting of it makes it look more realistic than that version 1. More specifically, I'm talking about the exhaust section that kind of curves down into the rest of the front of the car and then continues to curve down slightly into the front bumper section here. Like subtle little details like that you would think wouldn't have much of an effect on the appearance of a build, but when you compare them to the previous version, it just feels like something's a little off with that version that you can't quite put your finger on. Okay, so next up we've got one more version of Bumblebee that I'm gonna build, and then after that, I gotta tackle this Transformers Age of Extinction Stinger version 3. Because the version 2 was okay, but I keep looking at it and I'm just like, yeah, this needs a version 3, bruh.